Hello, good morning. So I just thought I'd leave it a few days since I filmed last. I believe it was last Thursday or Friday. I last did a video roughly. I hope you enjoy the content. Today I'm talking about menopause and insomnia and how brutal it is when you go through menopause with the lack of sleep. As you can see from me, I'm very dark under the eyes. I am shattered. Nothing different there, but you got to keep going, haven't you? So, how I cope with menopause and the lack of sleep. There are a few sort of ways that I do my best to try and help matters. I'm not saying it's going to help you, I'm not saying it's going to solve it for you, but please give them a try if you haven't done so already. The first thing I would recommend is really cut down the caffeine, instantly cut down the caffeine. I really do stop drinking a cup, like I love my tea, right? I'm a proper teapot. It's a British thing, I know, but I do love my tea. I find it very comforting. But I do reduce the amount that I drink of caffeine-related products, such as tea, in the evening. So I normally have my last cup of tea around 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, and that's me. I will just sip water or squash. I like to drink hot drinks, especially in the winter months now. It's starting to get colder here in the UK. So a bit of a traditional thing that I used to have as a child, and especially when I'm not feeling well, would be a hot squash. Now, that is something that here in the UK, it's basically like a flavoured cordial, a strong cordial, which you basically dilute with water. Now, normally you would have it with cold water, so you just have it as a normal drink. But when I'm not well, or many years ago, back in the 80s when my grandparents were alive, and if I would stay over there, for example, they would wake me up with a hot squash to drink. So it's just something they've always done. They would wake up about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, they'd make themselves a drink, they'd have a drink and then go back to bed. And for some reason, they found it effective for them. It was maybe an elderly thing, I don't know, but they used to do it with me, and I always found it comforting. I wouldn't necessarily drink all the squash at that time in the morning, but the hot drink itself, I do find very comforting, especially when I'm not feeling well. If I feel under the weather, there's a lot of coughs and colds going around now. I've got a little bit of a cold, nothing major, but the germs are circulating. So I find that when, drinking a cordial drink, sorry, I'm moving the camera a lot. When I drink a hot drink, I find it quite comforting. I find it soothing. I don't try to drink too much, of course, going to bed, because your bladder, you're already up in the night as it is going to the toilet. So I'm more inclined to sip something. I'm not someone that can just gulp drinks down anyway. I can't even down a shot, right? So it's like I'm no good in that department. But I do like to have something that can just wet the palate, as it were, just to keep myself feeling hydrated and refreshed. So that's one thing. The other thing is herbal tea. Now, I like green tea and mint. I find it very effective for the stomach. I'm also someone that suffers with IBS. I've had it since I was a toddler. Suffer with IBS all through my years, food intolerances, you name it. So I do like drinking a hot green tea and mint. They do say or suggest chamomile tea, but I don't like it. I don't like the smell, and I don't like the taste. Maybe I'm the only one, I don't know. But I just can't take to that type of herbal tea. The other type of herbal tea that I like to drink is like a fruity flavoured, like a berry, or like is it fruits of the forest or something like that, whatever those sort of berry tasting herbal teas are. I quite like them, and they smell nice. So I don't mind drinking one of them as well for something alternative. And of course, the other thing is water. I mean, ultimately, water is the best thing you can drink anyway. As purified if you can, if possible. But that's definitely something I would suggest. The other things I would suggest when you're struggling with sleep is a cool room. Now, I do have the window open in my bedroom when I get home from work or where I've been out and about. I will have the window open. Now, I know in the UK it's spider season. Spiders are starting to lurk and come into the house, and I believe they come in because the weather gets colder, and they also look to mate. So it's that sort of time of year. Now, I am a big wuss when it comes to spiders. I'm really not good at all. But I still have the window open slightly, even if it's for like an inch or two, just to try and cool the room down. You know, I really, I just need to have a cool room. I can't cope if the room is hot and stuffy. I also have a fan. I've always had a fan at the side of my bed. It has different settings on there for different speeds. So the faster the fan that, you know, spins round, the sort of more powerful the air is blowing into the room. I know it's more noisy, but the one thing I don't have it oscillating where it moves back and forth. I literally just have it on a setting, so it's stationary, but it just blows air at you. That's how I have a fan on in my room all year round. And I find it quite soothing now. I'm used to having that permanent, you know, blowing sound. I find it difficult not to have something like that in my room now when I go anywhere. So if I stay in a hotel, for example, there's got to be some form of fan, or there would need to be like an air conditioning unit or something on, because one, I need the room to be cool, and secondly, I like a little bit of noise. It's almost like a white noise effect, really, you know. So that's what I would also suggest. Try it, see how you get on. What's the other thing? Oh yes, journaling. Now, I always have, and I know it might sound sad to some people, but this is me being the organised person that I am. So I always have a notepad and pen by the side of my bed. I'm sure I'm not the only person where you be like in bed and then you're just about to drop off and you go, oh my God, I didn't do so-and-so, right? You've forgotten to do something, or a task at work, or you forgot to send a card to somebody because it's their birthday this week, or whatever it is that you do. I have a notepad and pen to write down whatever it is I've forgotten to do, because you know what it's like with the menopause. Your memory's shocking. You know, you're not able to retain information. You don't always remember information. You know, you don't even remember why you walked into the room, let alone why you opened a cupboard, or you know, why you even opened the wardrobe, which is obvious. You know, it should be for clothing and whatever you store in there, but you know, these things happen right when you least expect it. So I would definitely suggest journaling, or writing down your thoughts on how your day went. Just unload yourself, unload whatever experiences you've had that day. Write it on a piece of paper and then let it go, because it's like decluttering your brain. It's like getting rid of whatever it is you've gone through that day. That's something else that I do find really effective, and can help me. I also listen to a lot of soothing music. There's one particular meditation type of music that I listen to on YouTube. I'm so sorry. Tiredness, see? There is one particular type of meditation music that I listen to, and I have to go through them because not everyone resonates with me at the time. But when I hear a certain sound on this particular channel that I listen to on YouTube, I don't know what it is. It just seems to connect with me for whatever reason. And I find that, you know, when you want to have like an afternoon nap on the sofa, when you know, like a cutchy day, you know, when it's like it's raining outside and it's all, you know, gloomy, and you just want to stay in and watch a film and chill out on the sofa. Well, sometimes I like to have a little sleep on the sofa, just because I know I'm not getting enough hours in at night sometimes. So I do find that playing some meditative music in the background gently helps me to switch off. See, it's making me yawn thinking about it. Oh my gosh, see, I had a bad night, as you can tell. But the other thing I do as well, sometimes I will get up and I will go downstairs and I will go on the sofa, because downstairs is cooler. It's always cooler downstairs at night time. I also have a fan in the living room as well, so I do switch the fan on if I need to. More so because of the noise. I'm used to having a little bit of background noise now that's soothing, and I find that really effective. So sometimes I will sleep on the sofa. In fact, I did actually do that last night. So I woke up at 20 to 6 this morning with my alarm going off on the sofa. But it's fine, I'm used to it. The sofa's comfy anyway. You've got to do what you've got to do to get sleeping, guys. It's so important. I can't stress it enough. You know, there's lots of benefits to sleep, and it's not just that, it's your functioning for the following day. But I'm going to yawn again. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. But this is proof, this is genuine proof of what it's like when you're going through the menopause and you are exhausted, and it's only Tuesday. So I did also go to bed a little earlier last night as well, because I wanted to try and combat the fact that I didn't sleep well on Sunday night into Monday. And I had a really full-on day yesterday. I was working in 2 different locations, which involved a lot of driving as well, so that does tire me out. But this is just proof, guys. I'm just human, you know. I don't know all the answers. I'm certainly not perfect. None of us are. But yeah, I'm here, as you can tell, as I say, with the look in my eyes. They're shockingly dark. But there we go. I'm here. I'm still present. I'm still on this channel. I love doing this content. I love you guys. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. And please tell me what you do. If you have a particular routine or something that you find effective, then please let me know what it is that you do to help combat sleep. On that note, I'm going to stop talking because I don't want to keep yawning. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. But there we go, guys. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.